All right, we are live. We are live. So thank you, everyone, and your patience as we have Miss Corisa Carter here, the founder and organizer for the Charleston Trucking Expo. She's going to tell us about the expo, how you can get involved, how you can participate, and just kind of walk us through, even starting with her vision on why she put it together. So I am going to jump right into it with, let me kind of move some things out of the way. All right, so we've got this part. And so I'm going to go ahead and yield to you, Miss Carissa, for an introduction and tell us about your vision for the expo.
Thank you, Lada. I really appreciate this opportunity. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I am Corisa Carter. I am the owner and operator of CM Transportation LLC. So I am a trucking and logistics agent. We handle intermodal cargo out of the ports of Charleston and the Southeast region. And of course, during COVID, a lot of people became um, a lot of people became they became non-essential employees. And so a lot of you all were sitting at home. A lot of you all were looking for something to do from home. And trucking became a forefront for those of us who were still essential employees. Our guys were still working, going to the warehouses, making deliveries. And we hit CNN because there was a driver shortage. So at that time, my phone started ringing. I got a lot of phone calls from family, friends, relatives, friends of friends, and people were asking, hey, Carissa, how can I get into the trucking industry? How did you start? Where did you start? A lot of my friends in the industry were experiencing the same thing. And so one day I was on my way to work and I had just hung up the phone with one of the family members who said, Carissa, what can I do to get into trucking? And I was thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if all of these people who were interested in finding more out about transportation and logistics, if I could get them all together with those of us that are in transportation and logistics already and answer their questions for them, kind of like a one-stop shopping. And not only answer the questions on how we got into the industry, what we do in the industry, the different type of jobs that are available within transportation and logistics, but then I thought that there's also that hurdle that once you become an entrepreneur, an owner operator, whether you're driving the truck or like yourself, Lada, selling commercial insurance, you're an agent for yourself, like myself, who's a logistics agent. Once you become an entrepreneur, nobody really gives you a how-to book. So I thought that it would be awesome if not only did we introduce them to the trucking and transportation industry, but we also went a step further and introduced them to other businesses within our community that would help them along the way once they did become an entrepreneur. And there might even be entrepreneurs out there whose businesses aren't established and set up correctly. There may be entrepreneurs out there that are looking for insurance, health insurance, supplemental insurance. Some people need guidance on what they need to do to repair their credit to buy a house. Because once you come out of the corporate world and you're working for yourself, we lean and depend on each other as entrepreneurs. So the vision was to get everyone in the same room. Let's get the heavy hitters of the industry, like Adam Wingfield, Miss with Innovative Logistics, Miss Tristan Simmons, Miss Lady Logistics herself, myself with over 23 years experience, put us on a stage, put us in a venue where people could get to us and ask us questions and ask us suggestions and see how we can help our community. And then bring your kids out and have a good time because in true Carissa Carter fashion, I like to eat, drink, and be merry. So we have a DJ, we have food trucks, we have a kids zone, and I thought it would be fun and exciting for people to get out and meet the members of our transportation and logistics industry, as well as meet our local businesses so they could display their services and their products and eat some Charleston chewies or some fried fish and red rice and dance to the cha-cha slide and just have a good time. So I was really interested in putting us all together so that we could uplift, inspire, empower, support each other. And I'm glad, as you and I spoke, I don't want to just do this in Charleston. me and my team would love to take this nationwide. So we are interested in expanding and taking the same expo, same fun-filled family event, maybe to Charlotte, to Atlanta, to Dallas, to Miami. Um, just because there are so many people out there that have so many questions, and I mean, we're here to answer them. I love to teach, I love to talk, I love people, and I love to help people. So I was hoping to be a blessing to the community.
Awesome. That was some great information. So if you are just now joining the broadcast, look, she gave it to y'all in the first few minutes. But we're going to kind of unpack it as you know we do in
Yeah,
logistics and just get into a little more details right now because I mean it's still a lived experience. And so if you'll share just with us how was your event last year, like why do you, what were some of the responses that you were getting from the participants in regards to even kind of coming back into face-to-face events?
that's a great question. And that's actually one of the reasons that we were excited and that like propelled us into the second year. I mean, I still get inboxes, direct messages from people who said, "Me and Carissa, I went and got my CDL." So we had a variety of attendees, Lada, from people who were really just coming out to because they didn't have anything to do on a Saturday, and they heard that their favorite food truck was out there, to people who had family that was in trucking and had wanted to become a part of the truck transportation and logistics industry, maybe to help learn how to dispatch for their dad or their uncle. We even had a lot of people that were coming out that wanted to get their CDL. And we had a CDL school that came and spoke about CDL enrollment. Shout out to Miller Mott College, and they're going to be back again this year. And so I would get DMs from people saying, "Man, Carissa, I went and got my CDL," or "I enrolled in CDL school," or "I took my first dispatching class." So we had over 1,500 attendees. Not all of them were, like I said, not all of them were there because they were already in transportation or in trucking logistics in some form or fashion, but some of them just had questions about what area they could enter into. So I did get got a lot of contacts and connections and was able to network. I got a couple of mentees who said, "Okay, I'm ready to go ahead and jump off the cliff and do this." So that was the great positive impact. We did get a couple of people who said they'd like to see more trucking companies because they thought maybe it would have been more of like a recruiting fair. So this year we are looking for some more trucking companies to come out and put their name out there and their brand out there and advertise their business. But yes, the response was great. And most of all, I think everybody had a good time. It was a lot of smiling and laughing and card exchanging and shaking hands. And those speakers were powerful. So if you missed it last year, I'm telling you, when if you need somebody to inspire you or get you up and get you moving, that Adam Wingfield, that Adam will do it.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And you're right there in his home territory for sure. Even though
Yes,
Innovative is in Charlotte, he is a South Carolina boy, as he'll tell you. And so no, that's awesome. That, like you said, everybody from those researching to those who are in it, those who even have allied businesses are a part of this event. Even the kids, and just having that positive exposure to the industry is so vital for the next generation of trucking, and
yes.
so thank you for sharing that. I wanted to just take a few seconds too, as we have some more eyeballs on here. Feel free to drop your questions in the comments. They'll pop up on our screen. We'll definitely answer them in our live. We'll probably go on for about 10 more minutes and such. So it's still not too late to ask some questions as we have Carissa right here. But, even more so just to attend the event. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of connections, a lot of information, and so it's something you have to be there. You have to definitely be there. But you also mentioned too, Carissa, in getting this started, and we have someone saying hello. So hello from Key. So see, it comes up. So thank
Yeah,
you
that's
again
right.
Drop your comments in here. Say hello. If you have a question or comment as we kind of give some more information about the scholarships next, again, go ahead and send that information here at the bottom. I'm sorry, just trying to make sure.
And that hello from Kentucky Latta is going to be one of our judges at this. That is one of our judges for our first truck show. So this year at our second expo, we're going to have a semi truck show. And Mr. Swaps and Stuff, he's got a great YouTube channel. He is one of the judges. He was there in our inaugural event. He helped with the security. So we appreciate his support. And we are looking for guys who clean up those semis and take care of the rigs and want to come off and show out their babies. So this year we will have a truck show. 20 semis will be competing for first place. We're going to have a People's Choice Awards. It's a $100 entry fee, excuse me, and the grand prize will be $1,000. So I did want to plug that in since I seen Swaps on there. Hey, cousin, I appreciate your support. Love you. And that's like that. I mean, that's it. We want to encourage. We want to give some money away, truck show, and the scholarships. So we want to help somebody.
All right, someone is going to get help today. And full. I mean, you had me at the food. I mean, that is a great lineup. And so let's talk. Well, let's go ahead and stay on this topic because you got me excited about the lineup. Again, who are your speakers? Who are the vendors kind of on staff? Who you're looking for, as you said a little earlier, but we've had a couple more eyeballs just join in. So I wanted to kind of recap that. And then we'll be sharing the contact information on the ticker tape as you're seeing it go across, and then at the very end of the video. So I'm going to come off the screen as you tell us about the lineup, and then you can just roll right into the scholarship information from there.
Okay, thanks, Lada. So the lineup for the speakers, we do have the industry speakers because it is still a transportation and logistics driven event. And like I said earlier, I'm a 23-year veteran, and what I really want to do is I want to be able to inspire and empower people who want to enter into our industry. So as I'm the host, one of our large gold sponsors is Cowan Systems, and they have been they are one of the largest trucking companies in the United States. They've been around since the 1900s. So they bring in a compliance representative who talks about safety and compliance because being in commercial insurance, how safety first, that's the most important thing in trucking, right? We got to keep those guys compliant and on the road. So we have a safety and compliance representative that speaks on safety. The president of the intermodal agent division, he'll be speaking about the market. A lot of us in the industry now, there's questions and concerns. Freight goes up, freight comes down. Where does that come from? Why does it happen? So we'll have the president of Cowan speaking on the current market conditions. We do have invitations out to the CDL schools. Last year, Miller Mott Technical College spoke about CDL enrollment, what the requirements were, what the cost was, and we actually were able to donate 2 scholarships to 2 students who got their CDLs from Miller Mott Technical College. So you do have the CDL schools that will be speaking. Our industry heavy hitters are Miss Vanessa Gant with Provisional Accounting. She is local here to Charleston. She's great and has always supported anything with transportation and logistics in Charleston. And she is an accounting guru. So she's going to be on the stage telling the owner operators and companies, things that they need to do to make sure that they're ready for Uncle Sam and how to stay prepared throughout the year. Miss Tristan Simmons, she is Miss Lady Logistics herself. Last year, she spoke about the industry and how it changed her life, the doors that it opened. This year, Tristan has expanded into towing, one of her companies, Universal Towing. She'll be speaking on, once again, different areas in this industry, in the business that people aren't even aware of, like how to get your towing company started. So it doesn't just have to be, it's not just about driving a semi. So Tristan will be speaking on that. And then again, Mr. Adam Wingfield will come out, Mr. Innovative Logistics. Now he's going to keep us on the edge of our toes. So he's a market guy also. He tells his story about how he started. Adam and I are similar in the fact that You don't have to own a truck. I don't have a CDL. I have 43 owner operators that work under me. My job is to find them loads and to keep their wheels moving. So there are different levels in this industry that people weren't even aware of. And so we wanted to bring this to the table and to make sure that if they had questions, that they could reach out to us. So one of the things that I like to say is, we're giving you $10,000 worth of game in one day for $25. So you, with all of us out here and all of our years experience, and those of us that are taking the stage, we are definitely here to once again inspire and empower. And with that being said, I didn't wake up one morning and say, hey, I want to get into trucking. I thought I was going to be an attorney, maybe an accountant. But once I found my niche and once I did accept that first dispatching job, it became so natural. I was looking at faces when I was dispatching that looked like me. And the thing that I wanted to do most was I wanted them to learn their business. I wanted them to take pride in being a business owner. Not everybody is built for college. I have three beautiful children. And of the three beautiful children, we're probably going to have one college degree in the next few years. Now, the other two may go back or they may not. But if they don't, there's still different opportunities out here. And transportation and logistics is one of them. So that's why we've the staff, my committee, everybody that worked so hard to put this event together, because I definitely can't do it by myself. But the staff and the committee, we were like, let's, scholarships. If somebody's sitting out there and say they want to drive the truck, but they don't have the money to go to school, then let's see if we can't help them, because that's what the expos are about. Not just here in Charleston, nationwide. If you know somebody who's interested in getting their CDL, who wants to get in transportation and logistics, we do have the link that we can get to you so that you can apply for the Joseph H. Hamilton Wright, Jr. scholarship. We give away three $500 scholarships on the day of the event. And it's, you do have to answer the question, like, why should we give it to you? What are you going to do? And how could trucking change your life? And because we also want them to think about it. It's not just hopping behind the wheel and driving a truck. This is a career. A lot of people take lightly, but hey, we keep the world moving. If you got it, a truck brought it. All of my little cliche things I'm going to get out there right now, because I definitely think that truck drivers are underrated. And I definitely think that there's a lot of potential in our youth to get them off of the streets and to get them to be their own entrepreneurs and create generational wealth. We're not going to be here forever, Lada. So we got to pass it on to the kids, right?
Oh, we're not. We're not. That is awesome, and that's a topic near and dear to my heart. Just I have two boys myself. One is 22, the other's 13. So that gap of experience that I kind of get to have a second chance to do it right, and that grace of the first one, like, hey, maybe
That's right.
I didn't do too bad. So no, that's an awesome opportunity, because as of just last year, February of 2022, there had been some changes in the way that you can go about getting your CDL license. And so
Yeah.
There's just kind of been some new realignment. And so now, knowing that yet there is some more financial assistance, in the form of this scholarship, that is definitely a blessing. And as you mentioned, school will be in present at the event, so you can ask some questions and feel the vibe. It's definitely something in a learning environment. You have to be comfortable. And so getting to see the people, knowing that there's going to be someone there that think about when we first went to elementary, high school, it's like you're looking for some
Right.
source of familiarity. So coming out to the event will get you, ahead of the game, and then get you some money to get this, going. How about
That's
that?
right. That's
Uh,
right.
I wanted you to kind of just share a little bit, as I've got, if you're paying attention again too, at the very top is the website, so you can get more information on the scholarship as well as tickets. We're going to have a special link for the tickets here in just a moment, so make sure you're watching to the end of this video, which is in another 5 or so minutes, depending if we have some additional questions. And to those watching, if you want to add some additional comments and questions, feel free to do so. As you were seeing, we had some greetings from Tampa. We had a couple other people on here that you may have recognized too. And so we just wanted to let you know that this is the live broadcast in case you're catching it on the replay. So share with us about the namesake of the scholarship and just even just where that came and how that came to be.
Well, thanks for asking, Lada, and it actually is very near and dear to my heart. As I was saying earlier, like we want to get our young men off of the streets and get them behind the wheels of a truck. Mr. Wright, Joseph H. Wright Jr., we called him Jay. He was a family member. He was more like a nephew to me than a cousin, but he was a family member, and he was graduating from high school the year of our first expo. He actually signed up to be a volunteer. When I was talking about throwing it the expo and I had to get people to help, he was like, yeah, cousin Corey, I got you, whatever you need us to do. And that's how he was. He was a great kid. He went to school, kept his head down, young man of very few words, and his life was tragically taken from him by senseless gun violence in May before the expo, before our first expo in September. So we were blessed enough to share 18 years with him. And just to know that his plans after high school, he said, he didn't want to go to college. He didn't have 4 more years in him. And what he had been around his father, who was a mechanic all of his life. He was one of the little boys that always had his Tonka trucks, and he liked the big trucks going by. He wanted to make the horn blow when he was little. So he was always into trucking, and his plan was to go get his CDL after he graduated high school. And even though he was unable to do that, we carry him with us every day, and we wanted to memorialize his memory by offering the scholarship and naming it after him. So Mr. Joseph H. Wright Jr. is Jay to us. We lost him last year in May. We love him dearly, and we hope that his memory by making the scholarships will memorialize him forever. And for those young men that are just like him, give them opportunity to go out and get their CDL and maybe change some of the dynamics of the young men out here that don't know what they're going to do. And instead, instead of going and trying to take it and take somebody's life, that we might be able to change some lives.
Wow. Look, right there, because sorry for your loss, my condolences and such, but what a way to honor him, and so, wow, you guys, if you're not taking advantage of this opportunity to first and foremost just be a recipient, first recipient of this scholarship, but to know the story behind it, to know, you're getting a chance that this young man did not.
Did
That's
not
just,
get.
hopefully that's compelling enough to you to complete your program, be successful, and to pay it forward. I mean, that's always the goal, is to pay it forward in action and in deed. You could be, that person that your kids are looking up to. You can be, again, as you're on the road. I remember, again, me growing up, just, you're doing the little sign, and, they honk and you're like, yay, and that's such a huge horn, and just, that sticks with us. I'm about to be 50 and I could remember that.
That's right. And we as parents, you go to school, or the kids go to school, and they talk about college, and there are so many of them sitting in their desk, guys and girls alike, not just young men, that are sitting in their desk thinking they don't want to go to school for 4 more years. And then we quit talking about trade schools. We quit talking about being an electrician. We quit talking about being a mechanic. We quit talking about being a truck driver. And so that's something that I am challenging the parents. If you see your children and they don't have any idea what they need to do, let's have the talk about trade schools again, vocational trades, and that's why And we wanted to promote the scholarship to any and everyone, young men, young women, old men, old women. If you want, it's never too late to make a change. It's never too late to go after your dream. So we wanted to be a part of that any way that we could help.
That is awesome. And sometimes people will say, "Oh, it's just a license," but an attorney needs a license, a doctor needs a license, a teacher needs a license. A license is a capability statement, if I could call it that. That's important.
Nice. Mhm.
It says that you've taken a particular test of standards. They don't give them away in a cracker
That's
jack
right.
box. There we go. They're not, just given out. So these men and women went through some rigorous knowledge. There's theory as well as behind the wheel. There's practice, and that's what I love about licensed, professionals. That it's not just talk. It's, have you done this before? And even if your first time is doing it, in the program, you've done it. You're three
That's
steps ahead,
right.
and you've
You're
done it.
3 steps ahead.
So, I mean, awesome. And again, the scholarship is going to for sure give people an opportunity, because there's no more excuses after this, right? There's no more
That's
excuses.
right.
You got to show up, and then you're going to have all the support from the community that's there to support you as well. So, here as
And
we
how
come,
many times do we hear it? How many times do we hear that? Like, there's nobody to help me. I don't know. I don't know where to start. So, hey, we're here. We're here to help.
right, here to help. And as you said, I love that statement you were saying. The caliber of your speakers, yourself included, aren't just someone that just started this. They've been in it. They
Right.
see it. They're on stages and places that you're going to pay a lot more than $25. And
That's right.
I really, this will be my first time attending. And look, I'm even putting it out there. I have, I'm still waiting for the exact confirmation at the end of this week, but I'm really putting it out there in my heart, because this is the type of gathering that I flourish in as well too. I learn, and you're able to connect, instead of just watching someone. Now we can walk up to someone. We could even watch them if
Yes.
we're not, confident enough to walk up to them, but watch them from
Okay.
afar and see how they interact with people. And that's a whole different field than you'll get on YouTube or anything else. But to keep true with everyone's time, I've got the special link there at the top of where you could get your tickets and vendor information. And what else would you like to add, Miss Carissa, for closing about your wonderful event?
Well, for closing, I'm glad that you put it out there because I was hoping that see you on that stage too, Miss Latta. We did not have anyone speaking about commercial insurance last year, and especially with the changes that have gone on in our industry, we would love to have you. I want to thank you for your support. I know this is just the second time that you and I have connected, but I can see that we're going to have a very long and prosperous relationship because you're going to be in Charlotte with us, in Atlanta with us. We're coming to your hometown in Dallas. But for everybody who took the time to log on today and to check us out, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your support. We look forward to seeing you in Latson, South Carolina, which is just right outside of Charleston. So then you can come, you get to eat good in Charleston. We got some host hotels set up. We've got an after Expo event planned with Murphy Lee. You know, we all old school. So we're going to get together after the expo, have a good time during the day, have a good time that night. We're going to feed you good. We're going to answer your questions. And when you leave, you're going to leave feeling refreshed and renewed. That's Saturday, September the 16th. 2023 at the Latson Exchange Park in Latson, South Carolina. $25 is the entry tickets. But hey, I'm feeling kind of generous today. So if you reach out to me or Ladder, we might be able to get you a family 4-pack. You can bring the kids out for Touch a Truck. You can get your lunch out there. You can sit back and listen to the DJ. And like she said, you can walk up and meet me, my wonderful staff. You can meet industry speakers like Mr. Adam Wingfield, Miss Lady Logistics herself, Tristan Simmons, and Miss Vanessa Gant. And we're still working on the other speakers of the lineup. But I'm just telling you, it's an event that we're going to hopefully continue to have annually. And we would like all of the support and participation so that we can build our community stronger, create that generational wealth for our children.
Awesome. And so the vendors, are you still open? You have still openings for your vendors?
We are. We actually went through we had a quick little update yesterday. So we do still have probably about 10 vendor spots left. So if someone is looking for a way to get their business in front of thousands, because we had 1,500 attendees last year, y'all. So we're looking for 3,000 this year. You want to advertise and promote your business. It does not have to be trucking related, just something that will give back to the community that you think that the community will prosper from, then please reach out to us. You can visit us on our website. You can hit us up on any of the social media and look out and hit us up for vendor information. Hey,
Awesome.
Nicholas.
There we go. We're going to share that comment right there. Murphy Lee, right? So thank you, thank you. So I didn't have any questions here pending and wanting to keep it right at all those little special time stamps that YouTube and everybody is doing. So thank you so much for your time, Corisa. I am so excited about this event. I know we're going to just even proclaim it's going to be a sellout. It's going to be a success. It's going to change lives, and it's going to be everything that the industry didn't even know that they needed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Needed.
Thank you. I touch and agree. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Lana. I look
Awesome.
forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. Well, you guys, well, thank you for tuning in. I'll just kind of leave some ending credits here. I'm still I'm a little rusty on this little thing. With some ending credits. So my website is My Own Lane Consultants. You'll find this information as well as this video hosted on this channel. If you're watching on YouTube, and also the other specialized Facebook groups where Corisa is an active member, so you can kind of get to know her a little bit more. If she said something that resonated with you and you want to get some more information and aren't able to attend in person, you're still able to make that virtual connection. Well, thank you guys. Everyone have a wonderful and blessed day. And make sure you follow up with us. Let me get that information one more time. That special tickets link is streaming at the top. I wanted to kind of put the other website here on a static real quick. Let me do that real quick. And so if you're watching this, you'll be able to see that as our ending little deal. So that's truckexpos.com is where you'll get the scholarship information, the vendor information, more background information on the event and the coordinator and the whole organization. And at the top, the bit.ly link is how you'll get your special, hint, hint, wink, wink, right? Special tickets if you act right now. All I could say, if you act right now, if you're live, we want to honor your time. And again, thank you so much for just being here today. All right, you guys,
Thank
have a
you,
great
Lana.
one.
You
Talk to you
too.
later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.